Hey guys, all right. Coming up on this week's lesson, we are looking at March 3rd through April something or other. I don't know about you guys, but I've lost track of days. So all I remember coming up this week, we are working on volume. Ta-da! Volume on our vintage chalkboard. And if you'll look, one thing I do want you to put in your notes, please, is that volume equals big B or capital B, which is your area of your base, times height. Volume is your length times your width times your height. So that's secret stuff I'm not supposed to tell you. This is really what the formula means. This is what you see on your reference material. All right, so let's run with it. We have a shape, and we are going to play with, because you know me, I like to play with stuff. And if I'm looking at using those beautiful 1 cubic centimeters, or 1 centimeter cubes, yeah. All right, so we got these bad boys. And if you look, and I have this guy, and he's just sitting here all by himself. He is 1 long by 1 wide by 1 tall. So his volume would simply be 1 times 1 times 1. And his total volume would be 1. I've got 1 cube. So if I add to that, and I look at, all right, now I am 3 cubes long, and I am 2 cubes wide, then my area of my base, or my big B, is going to be 3 times 2, which means the whole bottom of my shape has a total of 6 cubes, minus the one I just dropped on the floor. All right, so I have a total of 6 cubes. Here you go, I'll fix that for you. Ah, there we go. So the area of the bottom part of this shape is 6. All right, easy enough. But since I want volume, I want to fill up the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm going to make this guy 2 cubes tall. My base did not change. So it is still on the bottom 3 cubes long by 2 cubes wide, but this time I'm 2 cubes tall. So my formula is going to be 3 times 2 times 2, which would give me a total of, yep, you're right, 12. And if you look, I have 6 cubes still on the bottom, so I didn't I didn't change those. Apparently I like throwing that one on the floor. And then since it's 2 layers of cubes tall, then it is a total of, well, you're going to have to trust me on that. It's a total of 12 cubes. 6 on the bottom layer. I stuck 6 more on top, so now I have 12 cubes. So volume is really just all that stuff on the inside, or that I pour in. So if I had this box, and I love the ones you get from the post office because it tells you how big it is. So I'm 5 inches, this direction, obviously, times 4 inches. So there's my area of my base. So this whole thing would be 5 times 4, which is, you know I'm going to wait for you to answer. Okay, 20. Times, they're telling me it's 2 inches tall. So my height, back there on my good old formula, is 2 inches. So 5 times 4, 20, times 2, which would be 40. You're right. So if I filled this box with cubes that were 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, it would take 20 cubes to fill up the inside of my rectangular prism. You can do the same thing, because you know Miss Reynolds in food, you can do the same thing with marshmallows. Check this bad boy out. Maybe these won't fall on the floor. So if I have 4 marshmallows long by 1 marshmallow wide by, let's make that 2 marshmallow rows tall. Maybe I should lick my marshmallows. Then while I'm playing, you can probably do this math in your fabulous brains. All right. So my marshmallows are not wanting to stick to my box today. You know what they say, Miss Reynolds practices and then we throw that plan out because it doesn't want to work anyways. All right, there we go. So if I am 4 wide by 2 tall by 1 wide, I would have 8 marshmallows. Now see, I gave you something you can play with at home, and because my marshmallows are being difficult, what are we going to do with them? Yep, you're right, snack time. All right, so that was your simple, quick, listen to Miss Reynolds, blah, blah, blah. Talk about volume of a rectangular prism, or if this was perfectly square, it would just be a cube. There's your first one. We will do volume of prisms, triangular prisms, in our next episode. And of course, you know, going with our food theme, I had to go buy some chocolate in the shape of a triangular prism. So I will see you on the next video, and we will talk about how do I find the volume if it has a triangle on the end instead of a rectangle or a square. Bye guys. See you soon.